cassava plants on the 21st of July before the storm. And this is what they looked like on the 29th of August afterwards before I fixed them. There we go. Oh, alright. Now, alright, there goes my 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. It's 358. It's already 400. But I didn't get out here till this time, and I wanted to make, I guess, a proper video, not a rant. So I'm just gonna preview a video that I saw. I saw a review on another channel. If I recall correctly, it was the channel called Moon. And I can't recall the topic of the video, but I'll search for it right now. I was talking about how this new show that's out on Prime Video for anyone not living in the States, Amazon.com, which is like Alibaba out in the East, they started offering their own streaming service a long time ago, but nobody used to watch it. And a Prime subscription is kind of like if you go to a warehouse like BJ's, Costco, Sam's Clubs, and you buy your yearly membership to be able to buy there. But with Prime, you get like free shipping on orders over $25. You get the streaming service, you get music, there's perks that are included with it. And for some reason, in the very beginning, people were not aware of the perks of Prime Video. Or at least I wasn't. But I think they did have to campaign so that people would go into the computer that's now on the counter, your smart TV, and open up the application Prime, and then sign up to it. Yeah, the channel's called Moon, but the handle is Moon, and then not an underscore, but a regular dash. @MoonReal. I'll put it in the description. And by the way, I noticed someone else subscribed. I thank you. And people who actually watch my videos, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'll watch it on another user to boost my numbers a little bit, because there's a thing in psychology, when people go shopping, they don't want to buy the last item of the thing that they want, even though there's nothing wrong with it. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, if I have a good amount of views, then maybe someone else might be inclined to at least check it out. It's kind of like the reverse of the one item left. That's one thing I learned from being a direct store delivery vendor and helper as well. Where I did that. Actually, I kind of want to do that right now. I'm going to call my buddy and see if I can help him. Alright, so latest videos on Moon. Well, they got one, white companies that go woke, go broke. I just love that term woke. It's so, I like making fun and saying awake. What's the one about the show I've been watching? Which is the reason I'm making this video, to tell everyone out there who happens to have Prime streaming service, you have got to watch this show. I've only seen the first episode, but I definitely see who the creator of this channel, of what he was talking about, how this show killed Marvel. And the name of the show is called The Boys. And I've only seen the first episode, but already they dealt with you know, SH, whatever the other people call it, or you know, SA in the workforce. So far the characters, they have really good character development. Yeah, the title of the video is called How the Boys Destroyed Marvel Forever. Now, I just started watching it and I got lost. I always get lost when I go into a streaming service. I started watching the movie, I think Escape with Willem Dafoe. I loved the character he played. He actually headlined that movie, The Boondock Saints, because the actual Saints, I guess they weren't as known as Willem Dafoe. They didn't think that he was, you know, the headliner for that movie. But it was one thing that the character he played in that movie, I think taught me personally, is your sexuality does not identify with your personality. So in that character, the character that he played in that, his sexuality was, you know, not one to procreate, but one to adopt. But his personality, he was a bad-ass detective, and he was smart, and he was tough, and he wasn't playing around, you know. But he also just Willem Dafoe. He's an amazing actor. He's got a lot of range. But nonetheless, Boondock Saints. That's another movie. Okay, I'm still gonna call this a 3 a.m. for those who go, you know, anti-DM or post-DM, whatever you call it. Or it's really 0400 hours right now at this point. To be exact, is 0405. That's just the time for everybody in the rest of the world. And I'm located in the East Coast of the United States of America. So yeah, The Boys, after the first episode, I can already see what all the hype's about. I'm gonna get started on the second episode, unless I decide to go take a walk to this one place that I applied to see if the owner's there. I would think he is there because this guy takes proper care of his business. I can see he's really you can tell when a business owner is really dedicated to what they do, because they're there first thing and they actually show up to work. When people just like put stocks in, or invest in a business or just buy a business and have someone else run it, it's never the same as if you're there and you're doing things. Never. Don't go anybody says, look what happens when Bezos left Amazon. But he's gonna go back because this Wall Street stock is tied up in all those whatever, you know, all that BS. But so yeah, The Boys definitely. But me personally, I'm gonna title this Saturday morning cartoons. I'm not saying Marvel is dead. They just came out with a new season of the Loki series, and Loki, that series is such a good series. You could actually rewatch all of season 1, and I may just do that. I may rewatch season 1 before I watch the new season. That's how good that the story was in Loki. Another cartoon, which is, if it hasn't come out yet, it's gonna come out soon, is season 7 of Grandpa Rick and his beloved grandson Morty Smith, and the unbelievably genius, but only in the timelines that he selected, which we learned that after season 6, I think it was. I stopped watching because they took Adult Swim out of the cable package. My mom is sorry. I wrote out the cable package that mom is subscribe to. Apparently Cartoon Network, they saw how big of a cash cow this show was, and they decided to take their channel off of just regular packages and add on now. And also, so I'm curious to see who's gonna voice Justin Roiland. Me personally, charges were dropped, okay? And even if he was convicted of the alleged charges, I don't think that it's fair from, I think it's gonna take away from the show, because Justin Roiland was Rick and Morty, and I think that was part of not just the canon, but yeah, that was part of the canon of the show, because part of the show is that the show, I never taken a graduate class in regarding arts, but not Roiland, but what's the other, the one who made Community. Damn it. Jeez, I can't remember his guy. His name. His production company. It's a whatever. But anyways, he does the thing where every episode he follows the circle, and then that's how you establish the storyline. And I better look it up now because I feel inadequate. It's Justin Roiland and what's his name? He does a lot of voices too. But I'm curious to see who's gonna voice it. The fact that Roiland had voiced both Rick and both Morty and Rick, I think that kind of had to do that would have eventually had led to part of the canon of the show. But essentially, I saw a quick clip. Dan Harmon, he's a genius. Community is I guess that would be considered a sitcom, but it's one of the best underrated shows. I know it's got a cult following, but if you haven't watched Community, you gotta watch Community. So Rick and Morty, I'm excited about season 7 to see who's gonna voice it. No, I'm not. I think Adult Swim made a mistake. I think that they should have left Justin Roiland, because companies, that's why even Moon, that channel I discussed with you guys, it has I'm just gonna put a link to the whole channel, but Moon has a video called, I've read it to you guys already, why companies that go woke go broke. That's the exact title. And in my opinion, that's what Adult Swim did by firing Justin Roiland, because you have to separate the man from the art, okay? Just like Michael Jackson, he allegedly did some crimes. Does that mean I'm not gonna listen to Michael Jackson? No, his music and his art was, maybe now it's a little outdated, but some of the stuff is classics. Thriller is classic. That's gonna be handed down. Thriller was actually the first film that gave me nightmares as a kid, and I was living in Colombia. That's how big Michael Jackson was. His films were playing, because there are many films, even though they're videos, those are films. They were playing in Colombia at the time, and we only had like maybe 2-3 channels the most. Okay, we didn't have no cable or nothing, and I think even here in the States there was only 3 channels up until like in the 80s when Fox came out. That was the 4th terrestrial channel, and I think PBS, Public Broadcasting System. That's more like an educational channel, or for like the community. But terrestrial channels in Colombia, when I was young, I only recall like maybe 2. Maybe now there's more, but everybody's got cables and whatnot. So yeah, Adult Swim made a mistake by firing Justin Roiland, in my opinion. Whether he was guilty or not, the charges got dropped. But I almost would, if I'd almost want to just boycott Rick and Morty at this point. But I gotta get the box set because I don't have, I can't afford, you know, the cable thing, and I'm not gonna pay for a whole package just to watch one show. I mean, I already have to decide about getting the Major League Soccer pass, but Messi, he's taking time off to recuperate. I know he wants to take his selection to win Copa America. I understand, and I understand that at this point in the season, but that's what Messi is. Messi is magic. If there's one person that could lead a team from, what place is Inter Miami in right now? Let's take a look. It was, and I know this doesn't have to do with cartoons, but this has to do with magic, people. And cartoons essentially are magic because they take you to, you know, they help you escape reality. So you can consider that a type of magic. You know what? Instead of going to the Inter site, let's go MLS standing. I think they still have like 4 or 5 games before the playoffs. Alright. Standings. Alright, now for the Eastern Conference, I think the first 9 make it to the playoffs, if I recall correct. Or the first 7 and 8 and 9 are like wildcard. So Inter is 14. They would have to, and they got 31 points. They're tied with Charlotte, but the goal difference is better for Charlotte. Number 9's got, oh my goodness, is that the points? Oh no, it's matches plays, goals for, what points? Okay, the points is the last one. So Inter is 14 out of 15 in the Eastern Conference with 33 points. 9th place got 38 points. Now, Messi and Alba, if they're fully recovered, it's possible, and if it happens, I want to say it's magic, but we all know it's hard work. Alright, that's it guys. I want to keep my content short because I don't know what I want to do with my channel, but one thing I do want to show you guys is some plants before I finish this video. I normally just water the trees that are in the front. Semilla, 22nd, and 7-Eleven. But I forgot about these little bad boys. These are cassava plants. They need water daily. An indoor one is different though. An indoor one, you water it different. Like this root that just grew out at the side, I gotta take that off. And then we've had so many storms. This one came off and I just laid it against the fence. This one's looking good. This one from a storm, look, a storm took all of its leaves. It just got leaves on the top. Look at that. All the leaves were taken away from a storm, and then leaves on the bottom, but it's still standing good. And now these 2 are the last ones that are standing good. Look how big that got. I gotta tell Mama Vilma so that because there has to be yucca underneath here. Yeah, these are the last ones that are good, and then these are the ones that I had to recover with the rope because they literally fell to the ground. And they're still pretty tall. Look at that. They're higher than the fence. The fence, I think, can't be taller than 6 foot. So, and the one that is, I didn't have to put against the fence. That one, oh my goodness. Oh no, it goes up to there. And then that's the avocado tree. All right, thank you for watching. Everybody who subscribed, I appreciate it. Please, I know you guys really hate hearing the word like, but especially when there's nothing to like. But if you could just do it, even if it's out of pity, I don't care. Okay, I just want to get out of this rabbit hole. And if any affluent people out there, but when I mean affluent, I don't mean that you live an affluent lifestyle. I mean that you're really affluent, meaning that you don't gotta worry about, like, you don't gotta wait till your next check to pay the bills. If you guys want to join my Patreon, and powerful, so the wealthy. If any of you out there stumble upon this and want to donate or join my Patreon, really appreciate it. All right, thanks so much. Peace and love. Ciao.